Today we're going to be talking about the best and sometimes worst series of movies to some people. Star Wars. I'm Joe.
I'm Josh.
You've got questions?
I'm feeling grounded.
Welcome.
Welcome to Feeling Grounded with your hosts, Josh and Joe.
Well, how's it going? How you doing, Joe?
I'm happy that we're finally here in this
we're in
live setting. It's Memorial Day for us right now, but when you be seeing this video, it'll be Wednesday, June 2nd.
Yeah. It's June already. Can you believe that?
No.
Crazy.
No.
Crazy.
The last time Josh and I saw each other was like 6 months ago or something like that.
Yeah. Well, January.
Yeah.
January 1st.
Yeah, and then we had this like COVID scare. We thought that, well,
I
thought I got COVID from a coworker just being in their presence, and then I learned about that right after I had been
That's
with
right.
you guys.
Luckily, it was negative. So.
Nope, I came back negative.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I've had more of a few of those. In the very beginning of the pandemic, I was with someone who tested positive, but they tested positive 2 weeks after they took the test.
Uh-huh.
So I was told that they tested, and then by the time they tested positive, I didn't have to, well, we were all quarantined at that point, so it didn't matter. But I didn't have to quarantine because it was already past the point where, yeah.
Wow.
Science was slow back then.
Yeah.
In a sense, science is still kind of slow.
Yeah. I was going to say, thank God they have all of the answers all the time and never make any mistakes.
Yeah. They never go back on anything.
We have to do everything that they
Very
say.
straight.
Yeah. Trust the science, even though scientists disagree with each other.
How does that work?
I believe it's called the scientific method. Like, it's been a while since I've taken science.
The way that I had to learn like the scientific method, I always had to use like an acronym in order to learn it, because isn't it, you know,
What?
State the hypothesis.
statement, hypothesis, or like the first letter was like a P for some problem, and I only remember the acronym. It was problem, hypothesis, but the acronym came to be like people hurt individuals prior to doing cocaine or something like that. It all made sense like when taking the test, so.
As long as that works.
And it makes sense, people hurt individuals prior to doing cocaine, yeah.
And sometimes after.
And sometimes after. Our next guest at Feeling Grounded Podcast. Back away, beast, because this guy's a priest. Welcome, Father Sean.
Thank you for having me. I was reading something not too long ago that was talking about if you're feeling anxious, how to ground yourself.
So now I feel like it's appropriate that I'm on the Feeling Grounded podcast.
Yeah, there you go. How about that?
Oftentimes people ask us, why do we call it Feeling Grounded?
Yeah, we just thought it sounded cool. Well, no, what it was, we did like a random generator, right?
Yep,
Is that what we
random
did?
generator.
And we just like read through them. And
Yeah, and we came up with,
it was like feeling something.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
And then for our
So then we
catchphrase-
thought, because coffee.
Yes.
That's right. So we both drink coffee normally, don't you?
And I did have coffee that I was about to grab before coming here,
You
but
grab
it
it.
just wasn't meant to be.
Decaf coffee. That was
Decaf
made
coffee.
just for you, if I
Yeah.
understood correctly. So.
And you have a goal.
I taste no difference with decaf and regular.
Huh?
I taste no difference.
Taste no difference? Well, I don't think it's really a taste thing, right? It's just a caffeine thing.
I
Well,
don't know.
decaf, it's not no calf, right? It's just less calf,
Well,
right?
Yeah.
Because you can't
How
remove
much
all the
less?
caffeine from coffee. Yeah.
I want to know, can you put more caffeine into coffee?
Well, Death Wish, right? Isn't that what that is?
Never
Death
heard
Wish
of that.
coffee?
Death
It's
Wish, Death Wish.
they,
Yes, I have
they-
heard of it.
It's like more intense. My brother drinks it all the time. We try to
I
offer
mean,
it
it
to
tasted a bit
clients.
stronger when I had it.
Yeah, it seems like it's like pretty crazy.
Hmm.
Yeah, get the shakes.
That's not,
You
I
get
already,
the
my
shakes.
hands already shake.
Wow.
I'm just cold.
There you go. I will say, it's like Starbucks coffee is like really strong. I think whenever I drink it,
I actually think it's really
shakes.
watered down. That's what I heard.
Really?
I got an in from one of the employees there that they water it down.
Really?
Maybe they do it. I don't know.
I started becoming a coffee snob.
Nice.
I bought my own grinder, and I grind my own coffee beans. And that's the only way that I really want to drink it.
Do you do like the pour over?
Not yet. I haven't. Because that's a point of no return.
Yeah,
you have to weigh the water and the beans when you do the pour over.
Really?
Yeah, so that it's the perfect ratio.
Wow. Okay.
And so like that's well, I'm not at the point yet where I could obsess that much.
Yeah, that's that level of snobbery.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually, but we're not there yet.
Well, what's your like favorite way of coffee? Like, what's your?
I drink it black, and then it's just drip. I've tried French press, but I don't think I did it right.
Yeah, I tried French press a couple of days ago for the first time, and it's only like $10 to go grab one from your local.
The first time I did it, I broke it. I was like pushing, and I think I pushed it a little too hard or something, and it like shattered, and there's glass everywhere.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
Have some glass with your coffee, you know.
I recommend if you're going to grind your own beans, though.
Grinds my beans.
That really grinds.
It really grinds my beans.
Blue Bottle is good. So far, I've tried that. That's very good. Mystic Monk Coffee, which is Catholic.
I've heard about that. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Pretty good. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's better than like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks. But not as good as Blue Bottle.
Nice. Good to know.
Mystic Monk. Can I just grab that at Amazon? Where can I find this?
On their website.
Oh, Mystic. Okay.
Mystic Monk Coffee.
Don't let me forget.
No, if you Google that, you'll get it.
Good to go. Love it.
Yeah.
Clay and I, we just watched this video. It's a YouTuber called Awake with JP or something like that.
I know. Yeah,
It's
I
like
was
a
about to go see him
guy.
live. I was about to go see him
long
live
hair.
a couple weeks ago.
He does a video on like coffee drinkers, and it's really, really funny. I have to like watch it sometimes.
He
It
makes
does
fun of,
something
like-
about the pour overs. Yeah, he makes fun of people like people sides of it.
I first got introduced to him when he was making fun of gluten-free people,
Yeah,
gluten intolerant people,
yeah,
just for
you
attention.
should make fun of them. Yeah. But anyways, in this video, he does a thing where he weighs the beans, and he like puts the beans on this like little scale. He's like, I weighed the beans because I didn't have friends in high school.
Well, that's part of the other reason why I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah. Oh man.
Part of it's like one of those things where if you don't know what you're missing, it's better not to know.
Yeah, exactly.
If I'm happy now, why ruin a good thing?
Yeah. So that's the thing.
It's time for Happy Crappy.
I'll start with the happy.
Yeah.
So I went to Virginia this weekend, see some friends from college, and I've kind of got a couple happies related to that. It was good to see them, but this kind of segues into my second happy. So I had to get a rental car because I'm going from Washington, D.C. to like far into like Virginia, like around the beaches, and I was paying, like, because it's Memorial Day, Memorial Day weekend, you have to pay a little bit extra for, you know, your plane tickets, maybe your rental car, depending on when you're buying that. So I paid for the cheapest one, Nissan. And they said, oh, we don't have a Nissan, but we do have a Mustang.
Oh.
So I took it, and it was going to be like $100 a day, but it turned out to be only $150 for the 3 days, so just $50 a day.
Wow. There you
So
go.
I got a better car.
Got a better car and better value.
Yeah.
That's great. Claire and I, we did a Mustang on our honeymoon. We went to San Diego. We got a convertible. That was my dream. I wanted to like ride around San Diego in a convertible. It was worth it. It was beautiful. Really nice.
And now you've woken up.
Yes. And
I'm wide awake.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So that was your happy, Joe?
That was my happy.
Did you want to just do your crappy?
Sure, I'll do my crappy. So related to that, it was raining most of the time in Washington and Virginia, which didn't detract too much, except for when I was driving. There was a 2-hour drive down, 2-hour drive back, and it was monsooning all the way. And I could not for the life of me figure out how to do the rear wipers. I couldn't find the button for it. And I looked in the manual, I looked on YouTube tutorials.
What?
I'm pretty sure
It wasn't just like a...
I'm pretty sure it was defective.
Oh. All right. All right.
But I made it work because it was a pretty aerodynamic car. So as fast as I was going, it wasn't terrible. But like I shouldn't have gone that fast because it was monsoning. But whatever.
But you're here now.
Yeah.
I'm here.
So-
I am.
And you made
Yeah.
it. Yeah. And you didn't need the rear windshield wipers. So yeah. How about that? Well, with me, so my happy and crabby kind of go hand in hand. So, not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before, I had my black guitar, acoustic guitar, was stolen. It's pretty messed up. It's horrible. Left it in the car. I shouldn't have, and it was gone next morning. So basically, I had to get one right away. So I went and just bought one. But the happy is one of my students at St. Pat's. Their parents found out because I like just mentioned it like offhand. I was like walking to the outside and mentioned it that this happened, and this kid felt really bad and went home and said like, listen, like Josh, this thing happened. He got his guitar stolen. And so a couple days later, I get called down to the office. And I'm like, oh, I have to deal with the administration. But then here's his mom who's there. And she was just like, listen, Josh, like, I'm so-and-so's mom, and he comes home all the time and says, like, you know, how much he loves having you in the class and all this. And, you know, he told us what happened to your guitar, and we just want to, like, just give you something towards it. And so she hands me this little card, and it's just, you know, this nice little thank you, whatever. I open it up, and it's got a check in it for $1,200. $1,200, wow, which is crazy. I was just like, wow! I literally was crying. And that was big. So yeah, those are my happy and crabby. Lost the guitar, and then happy is I got a new one and paid for.
You went from Martin to Taylor now.
Yes, I did. I changed brands, and it's a beautiful guitar. It's a really nice guitar. So I'm happy about it.
How many? Have you broken it in yet?
Yeah,
The new guitar?
Played it a couple times at the retreat, and we did something else too, like another holy hour at St. Barnabas. It's really great. It's a nice guitar. It's
Cool. And the crappy was getting it stolen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go.
I've actually had a really good last couple of weeks. So I'm trying to think of. Well, all right. So it doesn't have to be like this week, right? Obviously, that story was.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So a few weeks ago, I went to go visit my brother in Nashville. It was the first time I was able to go there in a long time. So being able to be there and visit and get to see friends that I would consider them my friends now who live down there and have people I haven't been able to see in like 2 years basically. So that was a lot of fun. But one of the things that was nice about being down there was that like COVID's over down there.
Yeah.
And so like we went, you don't have to wear masks anymore and all these other kind of things, and it's nice. And it was nice to see, Broadway alive in Nashville. Yeah, I went there to go to a Taco Bell of all things. So and they had live music and a full bar, which I thought was kind of weird. But if you drink the Baja Blast, it neutralizes the poisons in the meat, so it works out. It's like the antidote to the poison. But so I guess the crappy part was coming back and just being around people who are still nervous, which makes me feel bad because we were joking about science before, but like if the CDC tells me if I'm vaccinated I don't have to wear a mask or worry, then why am I going to worry? So I don't like being in an area where people are still afraid. I feel bad for the people who are afraid. I joked when I was preaching, and I was like, I looked into the future, and the future is COVID free. Yeah. And everyone started to clap.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I feel like things were, coming out of that tunnel.
Yeah.
It's exciting. Just to have all the news in New York, especially. We can, of course, no businesses are really done away with the mask yet, but we're getting there.
Slowly but surely.
I've been going back to the gym, and at the gym that I go to, no one wears masks, which is crazy. So it's like nice that you get back to reality there.
Yeah.
Just have like all the windows open, and it's really nice. Cool stuff.
Cool.
Entertainment. Where's the entertainment, guys?
All right, so for Star Wars, I remember the last time we were all in the same room together. We saw Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Soy Walker.
Soy Walker.
Skywalker. You know, watered down Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite moments with Father Sean is when Rayla and Kylo were making out, sucking face. Him and I were faced towards each other. We were just laughing our butts off.
Yeah.
It was one of the great. It was one of the best moments of my life.
It was so cringy. I got the feeling of like that moment. It's like so awful.
It was more uncomfortable than when you go back and watch when Leia kisses Luke.
Yes.
Knowing that they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
I read-
more uncomfortable.
I know, how is that possible?
I read the leaks for the movie on Reddit before it happened, so I was prepared for it. But I didn't believe everything that was like written on paper when finally seeing it.
Do you like spoilers?
No, but it was the same people that spoiled Game of Thrones, which I didn't see either. So I think I just didn't care about the Rise of Skywalker. So I.
Yeah, I gotta say the whole sequel trilogy was just a disaster. I think like it started off okay.
Yeah.
And then things went a little off with Last Jedi. I enjoyed it as a separate experience.
Yeah.
But when you look at the whole, it's just and then of course they retconned everything.
Yep.
In the third, and it just all fell apart. So it was just so clear they all didn't have a coherent vision for all three.
Exactly.
And that's where it all fell apart. I mean, think about the MCU. Like everything's so coherent. They have an idea. They know about what's happening. You know, it's all this beautiful conglomerate.
Mm-hmm.
And
Nice choice of words.
And so it just it was rough. It was rough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How did you guys see The Force Awakens? Did you see it in theaters? Like when it came
I
out?
saw it with my family.
Yeah, I saw it like opening.
It came out December 18th of 2015, but I saw it like the 26th. I always go to see a movie with my family the day after Christmas.
So you guys got like the experience of like all the crowd and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I made it. I made it, and that was cool to be there because it was definitely for the fans.
Yeah.
But I think
My first ever Star Wars was in theaters was Phantom Menace.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm older than both of you.
Yeah.
The first time I saw Star Wars in theaters was when they re-released the original three.
In 97.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I saw
That's cool.
all of them. I had loved them before that and had seen them multiple times. So I remember going to the theater to see them, and then Phantom Menace came out.
Which was already announced like back in the early 90s.
Yeah.
So you had like 5 years of hype.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Talking about it. Yeah. Definitely. Was that the special editions that they would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
And as a
It was
child, I
people
thought that was
following us.
great.
Yeah. That's what I grew up having. So we had the VHS of those special editions. So
Oh, really?
I watched those.
I grew up with the 95 VHS, is the ones right before the special edition. So they were all most of the original.
Wow.
Now what I bought like a few years ago were the despecialized editions.
The despecialized
Yeah,
editions.
the ones that are, they combine both Blu-ray like high quality, but also the original like the 35 and 70 millimeters. So.
So
He would make so much money. I just want to say that. I don't understand. Like, just release it. Like, Disney owns it now. They would make so much money if they released it. I don't know. He must have had, like, a clause in his contract that you can't do it for, like, X amount of years.
Right. That could be. Because it's so true. They totally would. I mean, everyone would.
I would buy it. I would buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, definitely.
But in the George Lucas voice, it doesn't align with my vision.
Which is fine. I get that from a creative perspective. But at a certain point, once you... All right, this is philosophical. But like once you release something, it's not yours anymore.
No, it's everyone's.
Yeah, and then if you want to redo things because it's like the way that you wanted it to be, and you're a billionaire, then go ahead and do that. But if the people don't like it, give the people what they want.
They want. Yeah, because they're the ones that are paying your bills. Like.
Oh, for sure.
You're a billionaire because of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway,
Exactly.
that's it. I'm done.
So
Maybe not.
We're
But
gonna be ranking all the movies, including what we know of the holiday special and the 2 Ewok movies that came up. So, A New Hope.
New Hope. So this is the beginning. So when was this one first released? Was it
1977.
77.
They were re-released in 79, like another time. Then once more after Empire.
Well, I mean, I feel like we have to rate this one high because this is the one that like.
Oh, yeah,
I
started
mean,
off.
and it's also one of the best.
Yeah.
So for right now, I think we can probably put it on the S tier.
I will say during quarantine, it was the first time Claire had ever seen it. We like watched them, and I was surprised because you have your rose tinted glasses when I watch things because you grew up loving, and so kind of objectively watching it through her, like her experience of it.
Mhm.
It's a great movie.
Oh, yeah.
Did she
It
know
really
that
is.
Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader were related?
I think she did.
Okay.
I think yeah.
Because I've
Biggest
always wanted to
spoiler.
be with somebody
Who
who
doesn't
didn't
know.
know
Who
that.
never
Yeah,
knew.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
those reactions of kids
Yeah.
seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, well, I guess we can do that with Eli.
Very true. Yeah. Keep them
Oh,
guarded.
Darth Vader's Luke's father!
Don't make him watch this episode.
There you go. There you go.
What's that? Got Empire?
That's obviously.
That's obviously got to be S
that's
tier.
the best
Yeah,
one.
that's the best one.
Yeah, thank you.
I just preached about that yesterday.
Nice. What'd you say?
Because I talked about how relationship with God is in relationship to Trinity. We're
Mhm.
called to be in relationship to Him. So if God is love and God tells us He loves us, we can't be like Han Solo and say I know. We say I love you too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you. I love you too.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
ad-libbed.
And then nobody looked. Everyone was looking at me. It's like, yes, Empire Strikes Back. He says that, and he's like, because he's cool. And then he gets frozen in carbonite like this. And then people were laughing. It's like, all right, I got that back. Now let's move forward. Because I was losing that, so I was like,
Love it. Yeah. Oh yeah. So that must be up there.
All right.
So where did we put?
So,
was that S? Or?
S tier for both
For
so
both?
far. It might change, might not. We'll see.
how many things are in each tier? Is that what changes? Is there like a limit? Like you can only have
No,
a
there's no
certain-
limit. No
So
limit.
everything could be in
Could be
S tier,
technically S tier theoretically.
I don't think that's the
Um,
case.
No,
but-
Return-
I won't have it.
Return of the Jedi. This one I loved when I was a youngin.
Yeah.
But things that's a lot of people bring it down for, like the Ewoks. Some people, I would actually say that this kind of brings it down now that I know a lot more, like watch it a lot more. The Jabba plot with trying to rescue Han Solo, it's very convoluted.
How so?
Well, you have.
Just a
You
lot.
have, a lot of things just happen in the first half hour. Lando's already there, and then you seem to bring in like every single character in there, and they all just get captured until like Luke just shows up and gets captured himself.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
But great action scenes nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's like a good way to start still because there's a lot of action that
Yeah.
kind of happens there. And then,
It felt like
yeah,
it felt like
is-
though.
But there's
I
definitely
agree.
like when that scene ends,
Yeah.
like after the Sarlacc, all that stuff
Yeah.
happens and they're done. There is kind of like this like sigh, it's like
Yeah.
oh, look, like we're done. Like,
But it just felt like an excuse to like get them all in the same room.
That doesn't bother me as
Yeah.
much as it was when I was little. That was my favorite.
Me
one.
too.
I agree.
And then
yeah.
as I got older, it switched to Empire Strikes Back
Mhm.
because of the stakes
Appreciate
and like
Yeah.
learning that like nobody would have ever expected them to lose, right?
Right.
And my big problem with Empire Strikes Back now is that you have to blow up the Death Star again.
Right.
That
Oh,
was
you
the
mean
thing-
Return of the Jedi?
Oh yeah, sorry. Return of the
Another
Jedi.
Return of the Jedi
You have to
thing,
blow
yeah.
up the Death Star again, and
Mhm.
it's like all right, we did that.
Yeah.
So it's like, and so we're gonna do the same
Felt
thing that
tired.
we did
Yeah, like
before.
the first, yeah, exactly. Very
So
true.
that's my big problem with it now. I don't mind the Ewoks all
Mhm.
that much.
Yeah. It was a representation of Vietnam, like a few years later. Like, I mean, I know they're cute cuddly bears, but the Empire was represent us, the U.S., and then
Interesting.
guerrilla warfare with
Right.
the Ewoks.
The Ewoks. Yeah, I would say kind of the same thing with me. Like Return of the Jedi was my favorite. I think just seeing Luke and how kind of the redemption.
The
of
ending
Darth
throne
Vader
room was
is
great.
kind of what did it? Yeah.
I would actually say at this moment in time, based on our it's either A or B at this point for Return. I'm personally saying A because everything at the end kind of redeems it for me.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
I would put it in A too.
Yeah.
That's good.
I would also say another thing that kind of bothers me about Return is Han Solo. I feel like he doesn't really do much in that movie compared to like Empire. Like when I feel like he's kind of like simping for like. Could you tell Luke? Is that who you could tell? Like he's kind of like the insecure boyfriend.
Yeah, I guess that kind of comes out. Simping. I like it. It's simping.
And but it is pretty funny. Like when he comes back, I won't get in the way, but he's my brother. What?
What's
you kissed him.
I saw that.
Sweet home Alderaan.
Nice.
Okay,
Nice.
now let's just do the holiday special and all that stuff later. Let's do Phantom
Oh
Menace.
my gosh, yeah. Phantom Menace.
Okay, Phantom Menace, episode 1. First one I saw in theaters.
Boring.
Boring?
Can I just say that?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
that's,
okay to say?
that's all right.
For as a kid watching it, like political stuff,
Mhm.
like why did you go in that direction? I mean, I understand it. Like now, I can kind of look at it and appreciate what's happening.
Everything.
more
It is
strict.
a different trilogy, and I can
But,
execution-wise, it's just not as good.
But I will say, Darth Maul fight.
Yeah,
That's my favorite.
that would be what
favorite
would
fight
get
of
it
all
to
time.
at least
Yeah.
a B,
Yeah.
or at most a B for
Yeah.
me.
Okay.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Because that would, like, as a kid, I was like,
Mhm.
when is this going to become Star Wars?
Right.
And then that happened, and I was like,
bam.
oh.
Yeah, the whole ending.
A
Yeah.
double-bladed
Yeah.
lightsaber. When I
On Spotify, cool thing. When you play Duel of Fates, it changes the load bar into a lightsaber.
really,
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that
Try it.
tonight.
It's pretty cool.
All right, so B tier for Phantom.
That's now I have something to look forward to.
Yeah.
After the podcast is over and my life is complete.
Yeah. And I will say too, just on Phantom Menace, Liam Neeson.
Oh yeah, my
Liam
favorite
Neeson.
Jedi.
It's Bay.
Bay. Yeah, I definitely.
If you want to make the prequels sound cool, listen to now I don't remember his name. Dave Filoni.
Dave Filoni, yeah.
Talk about them.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's Duel of the Fates means Anakin's fate could either be one of three ways. The way that he went with Obi-Wan, with like a kind of insecure leader who's not exactly ready. He could be captured by Darth Maul and be taken by Darth Sidious and that whole crowd. And then the way he should have gone with Qui-Gon, his true mentor as it should have been, his father figure.
Right. Yeah, very cool.
But I feel like that sounds cooler than it looked and was.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway.
The Dave Filoni, right?
Filoni,
yeah.
Filoni.
Mhm.
He's like the head now, right?
Yeah, he's now
He's
executive
the head
director.
honcho for
But I think it's too late, but we'll get to that. Actually,
Yeah.
I want to put Phantom
Sure.
Menace as a C. But you
Okay.
guys, I don't know if you outrank me or how it works, but
What do you think?
it would be
Yeah,
my
why C?
opinion that it would be a C.
Why see?
Because I just think that, like, I'm looking ahead
Mm-hmm.
and I like other ones better. So they can't all then be B's.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I
Or
could-
should we even like go? Like, should we think D? Is that too far?
Let's try C for right now.
What's the
I'm thinking
lowest
of like
is F?
Annie, like
F.
Anakin's character,
Yep.
the child actor.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Jake
of-
Lloyd, yeah.
Always keep your promises if you want to keep your friends. That's Turbo Man.
All right, so we will keep Phantom Menace at C for right now. It could change. We'll see. Now, Attack of the Clones, Episode 2,
Oh,
released in 2002.
garbage.
This
It's
we.
awful.
I remember
the
watching.
writing in this is so bad.
Yeah. So out of all like the romantic dialogue that could have happened, I don't like sand happened.
The reach, like reaches for the back, her back.
Her
and it's
back,
just
like
it's
with
so
his
gross.
creepy smile.
Yeah.
Please don't look at me like that. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I'm haunted by the kiss
And what did she
that you should
say
never
in
have
the
given me.
tunnel when they're like coming out?
I truly, deeply,
Deeply.
love you, and before we die, I think our lives are about to be destroyed anyway.
It's so awful. She says like she's like tormenting. What is that? What is that
You
line?
are my very soul.
You're tormenting me.
I will do anything that you ask.
I have not seen this movie in a very long
Oh really?
time.
It's so bad.
Obi-Wan's fine.
Yeah, Obi-Wan's.
The fight against like the
Jango
robots
Fett
and everything was
Mhm.
fun.
Yeah. I'll
The,
give
the
it that.
Count Dooku
Yeah.
fight was definitely overwhelming compared to Darth Maul.
Right.
So at this moment,
And
in
it's always a limb. Like it's always a hand
Yeah.
that gets cut off.
yeah, but I think they tried to do that just because it was in the middle chapter, like Empire. But it had to be because Darth
Because,
Vader's hand
yeah,
is
I guess,
also
yeah,
robotic, so they just
right.
placed it there.
Yeah.
So what are we thinking for this one? Probably F.
It's bad. It's probably my least favorite. Like,
Yeah,
of
it's
the
my
big
least favorite
one.
of the prequels.
Yeah.
I had to go back and watch them all again,
Mhm.
but I would put it on the same. For me,
And the CGI is so obvious. In
yeah,
this
it's
one.
kind of rough. It's
Yeah.
kind of rough.
Makes
It's
it look so
one of those
plastic.
movies where it's like I'm waiting till it ends. I
Yes.
won't watch
Yeah,
it unless
yeah.
it's at the last part.
Mhm.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
The
okay
clone
with
fight was
whatever
great.
you
The fight
decide.
with the Jedi are pretty cool. It's kind of cringy when Natalie Portman says, "I call it aggressive negotiations."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything cool about that fight? Kind of.
Yeah. F.
I agree.
All right, and then what's the next one? Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. Oh man, I think this deserves an A.
It's pretty good.
I saw this opening day,
Opening day. Wow. When did this come out? 2000.
May 19th, 2005.
2005.
I saw it with my friend Craig Losey, and it was right around when it might have been the night that I graduated high school.
Wow.
And we went to go see it, and we were both happy when we left.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But it wasn't.
it was never going to be what it needed to be.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was the best of the prequels, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I would put it at a B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree.
All the fight scenes are fantastic. I think what kind of did it for me, like, in what's bringing it down now that you're saying a B, I would have to agree with you there, because everything that made Anakin feel so tormented, I feel like, was put by the wayside. You know, there was this little underlying thing that Anakin was being, cucked. Padme was cheating on him with Obi-Wan, but that, of course, wasn't true. But they didn't really delve into that too much.
No,
like they could have.
Right.
And
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of the thing of like what you're saying. It was.
he switched to the dark side like within a span of 10 minutes.
Right, but then because since George Lucas started later, and then we knew what the ending was, like we knew what the result was, so it kind of takes out the the expectation,
impact.
the impact of not knowing what's going to happen. So there is that. So
Do we know why he started later?
I don't know. Maybe just because he wanted to make a big thing out of it. I guess just keep it going there. I don't know.
Would have been nice if they started with Anakin like on Tatooine as more of a teenager. That way it wouldn't be so creepy with loving Natalie Portman. 5-year difference.
That was weird.
Yeah, but it's like that was supposed to be a 5-year difference.
9 and 14, yeah.
She was not 14
She was not
in that
14.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, she was not.
They're making it out to be 14. She looks older.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she does.
That's even weirder.
But it's not as weird as Leon the Professional.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that
Yeah.
movie?
Yeah.
And that's not as weird as it
the
could
way
have
that,
been.
the way that
Right,
they
right.
turned the way that they framed that, the director, he was like, yeah, like it's just a platonic friendship thing. No.
That's not how he originally wrote it. That's how it played. Well, Natalie Portman loved Leon, but Leon, I don't think loved her. Well, anyway, we'll leave that alone. That's a good movie.
So we're putting that at B for now.
B's good. Yeah,
Okay.
B's good.
Okay. So
Okay.
with that in mind,
Sequel
got-
films
we-
wanna do-
we
or
want-
should we do like?
want to do Rogue One and
Rogue One?
Solo?
Want to do
Let's
those?
do Rogue One. Yeah.
Did you saw Rogue One?
Yeah, I seen all of them.
Mhm.
Rogue One, I thought was really boring for an hour.
Yeah.
I thought it was boring until like the last 45 minutes.
What was it? Was it a 2-hour movie?
Pretty much,
I
yeah.
I
felt
don't think
the
it was
first
boring.
hour was super boring, like to the point where I was starting to sleep.
Mm.
And it wasn't until
No compelling
what's her name's
character.
dad dies
That like I get some.
that I was like, all right. And then
Yeah.
from that moment on, I was all in.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I might do that. Because a lot of it was kind of predictable. Like you get the Batgirl, it's like needs.
The
Yeah,
ending
it's
was great with
creepy.
Vader and the ending fight scene. At this moment in time, I kind of put it at a D.
Right.
I would say at least a C.
Yeah, maybe a little up in that.
A little bit up?
C's good.
That's some of that ending is like.
Right. But again, it's the same thing. Like you know how it's gonna end.
Mhm.
You know how
Yeah,
it's
but
gonna
you
end.
didn't know that Darth Vader was going to come and kick everyone's butt.
That's true.
That was
oh,
accurate.
that scene.
Yeah.
I forgot that
Yeah.
scene.
That redeemed.
That brings it up to
makes
C.
That makes it.
Yeah.
That's true. The last 5 minutes of that film were like, yeah, I'll give it that.
Okay, I can agree. Solo.
I'm just going to say that was a D.
Yeah,
it
D.
wasn't a complete
I would
failure.
disagree.
Yeah. I didn't really
I
like
loved
it.
this movie when it came
Yeah.
out. I mean, it seemed just like your average run-of-the-mill like action movie, and kind of seemed lukewarm to some people. But I liked it better than Rogue One.
It wasn't real. I can't even remember it. Like there's
That's how
nothing
I
can
you
remember.
Like I remember certain things about Rogue One, like
Mhm.
I'm one with the Force and the Force is
Yeah,
with
yeah.
me, whatever it was.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That part was cool. Like,
Mhm.
but like
But the twist in the ending of Solo, I didn't think that. I don't know. Like the guy who played Han wasn't
he wasn't terrible.
terrible, but I felt like he became more like Han as time went on. Like the Han we
Yeah.
knew had no.
I don't know. I'm not really.
That movie was like one of those things where it was not as good as the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
Yes.
There were parts like that were like great,
Mhm.
and like he
Darth
was
Maul.
good as Han Solo. Woody Harrelson's character
yeah,
was
he was
good.
favorites.
Yeah, Donald Glover as Lando, all that was fine, but it was just like there was no point to any
Yeah.
of it.
Mhm.
And I went to see that movie. It was like 115 degrees outside. I was in Arizona,
Yeah.
and I was waiting to get on a plane because I had a late, like a red eye flight, and I went with a couple of friends who were at a conference, and I was like, that was perfect. That's exactly what I needed to
To fill up
do
some time.
to fill up some time. I went to an Alamo Draft House, got lunch or dinner, I don't remember what it was, and enjoyed my life, and then got on the plane and watched a better movie on the plane. And like whatever that was. I might have watched like Shawshank Redemption on the plane or whatever. But I was like, I have not had any interest to see that movie. I've wanted to see Rogue One again. I want to see the prequels again. I want to. I don't. Well,
But it's
we'll
not
get
like
to some of
rewatchable to some people. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
I would say
So
the same
you're
thing.
you're thinking D?
only because it was so average.
Okay.
It wasn't bad and it wasn't good. That's
Okay.
why I would put it.
Yeah, I
in
would,
Okay.
I would agree.
Okay.
I would agree on that.
Do we want to do? We can talk about the sequels last. So the holiday special,
Garbage.
garbage.
F.
I think there's a lot of meme potential because
That's
you, know,
why,
you have Jefferson Airplane randomly playing in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
And the mere fact that you have Han Solo's Harrison Ford just doesn't want to be there. You can tell by the look on his face.
Right.
They're using stock footage from A New Hope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't really talk about this one.
So we're probably thinking,
I've never seen it, but I assume it's an F.
All right.
Yeah, it's really not good.
Probably F. Okay.
That's good.
And there was an Ewok movie that I saw as a kid that I remember that I saw. So I will put that on the same level as the Han Solo movie, only because of that. I don't remember anything else about it.
And I haven't seen any Betty Walk movies, so I'm not really.
So we won't put them down. Okay.
Have you seen them?
No.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
There you go. All right. So
The
Force
sequels.
Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I like this movie in isolation.
The thing with me is like it was just a exact replica
of A New Hope.
New Hope.
My aunt came out of the movie theater and said, "I can't believe that Han Solo is dead," as all the people were online to go into the movie. Yeah. And then she said, like, really dead. And all of these people looked, and my cousin was like, they haven't seen it yet, and she was mortified. I wasn't there for that. That was in Rochester, but
I would pay to see
that's
that.
my favorite part of the movie. So
That he died or
no,
that
that
happened.
happened. I feel so bad for those poor people.
Oh my
But my
gosh.
aunt is such a wonderful person. I also feel bad for her because she
Yep.
didn't know what she was
Yep.
doing.
Right.
Forgive her, Father.
We should rank this as like the sum of its parts as like the trilogy, right? Or should we just rank
No,
it in
I think
isolation?
it was like one of those things where it got me back excited about everything.
Sure.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right.
I was on the Force Awakens train. I'm like, I'm so excited. There's so many theories that can happen. Who is Snoke? Who is Rey's parents?
Yeah, it's
Who are
true.
raised
It
parents.
did get you like excited again for it. And
But
then
it
just
on
being
its
there.
own, it was not like every. That's hair from the cat, I think. Every trilogy, right? You have to look at as a whole and as an individual movie.
Yeah.
And like for me, the original, each one of those movies is good, and if it ended there, it would be
Sure,
fine,
fine,
right?
yeah.
I mean, obviously, Empire has a cliffhanger, but
Yeah.
whatever. And then I look at a movie like The Lord of the Rings, right? Each one of those movies had a
So-
beginning, a middle,
It's
and
one
an
book
end. Yeah.
according to Tolkien. Yeah.
Yeah. So Force Awakens was a movie that I paid to see to get me excited for the next movie.
Yes.
It was like, I'm going to get you excited for
It was almost like
the
the promise of the next one.
right.
That you were paying
More
for.
than it was good on its own.
Yes.
And then so now it makes it worse that the next ones
Mhm.
didn't. Well, I really like the. Well, we'll get to that in a second. But so I would say for me, it's a C.
To see,
It's better than.
it was enough to get you excited.
Yeah, and it has parts that if certain parts were
Mhm.
on if it's on like TNT, I would watch those parts,
Yeah.
but not just any part.
Yeah.
Right.
It just makes me sad, like if I see it on TNT, like I don't want to watch it because like I have no reason to, because I like the whole complete story and all the character arcs weren't completed there.
That's what I was gonna say too. Is like I would want to keep watching. You know
It's
what I
amazing
mean?
how like divisive this sequel trilogy is. I just have to say this because like
Yeah.
really divided the fan base after this movie, not because of this movie, but afterwards.
Well, yeah, I'd say Last Jedi. Yeah. But, okay.
So
yeah,
C tier.
C's good. C's good.
Now, Last
Right.
Jedi.
Yep.
This is the one where it really like divided the fan base, so
Big time.
so to speak.
Yeah.
We saw it, all three of us
Yes,
together.
we did.
Yes.
We did. Yeah.
That was the second time I had seen it, though.
Yes, you saw it the night before. I
Yeah,
remember.
and then I dipped a little bit during the
Oh, you fell
casino
asleep?
scene, just a little bit.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
next, and I was,
Yeah, that's right. I don't blame you.
and then I was like up for the good parts, especially when,
Especially the sea cow. There's a meme I saw of Kylo's head like on that sea cow.
I mean, other than the casino part, other than the logical inconsistencies with the rest of the franchise, on its own, it's the best one of the sequels.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
On its own. right? Like there's only the casino part would be the only part that I wouldn't watch if it was at that part. But everything else I liked, and I understand they took liberties. I understand that they made it different than everything else, and I was okay with all of that because the entire time I was watching it, I was entertained.
Sure, and the first time we were all like, I was glued to the screen. But now knowing what I know, because every single twist that's supposed to happen, Snoke dies, like Finn was supposed to sacrifice himself. Oh no, he's actually not alive. Like Rose was one great actress, but I would have to say that she was the most annoying part of that entire movie, because if Finn had died, like that would have like brought like that up for me, because he sacrificed himself for the greater good, but he had already done that in the previous movie.
Well, Disney doesn't do that anymore. They don't like kill characters off and keep them dead.
No.
But yeah, I would agree with you definitely. Because I really do like Last Jedi as like by itself. Yeah. Because it's really cool. Like all these twists that you weren't expecting, and like all these things happen. And that fight scene in the throne room, like after Snoke dies, like that's so awesome. Like,
it was good first time, but looking at the Praetorian Guards, they're waiting to attack. Like they're like.
When you watch people break it down, and then it's like.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have that with like a Darth Maul fight. You wouldn't have that with like a Luke Skywalker fight with Vader, like. With breaking it down, like there's not too much flaws there.
Yeah, I don't know. But
when you put a lot of people into
in that one scene, I know again like the lore people, like the epic fans hate this, but like when what's her face, the chick, when she shot through
purple hair lady,
when she went
Laura Dern, actress by the name of Laura Dringus,
Dr. Steve Broom.
Yeah, when she did the hyperspeed through the thing, I thought it was really cool.
Yeah,
it was everything stopped. It was like silent, and like. Got the magnitude of the scene, but of course everyone was like, "Oh, what happened?"
Well, if they did that to like the Death Star, then the movie would be over.
And then when Kylo Ren swung at Luke and he wasn't there,
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that, but they did my boy Luke pretty dirty. Like he wouldn't kill his own nephew, even in his best state. I don't think he would ever want to kill his nephew or have any inkling of wanting to do it.
You're probably right about that.
Yeah.
Because he's everybody's hero. He was the hero journey.
But,
he's the wise old sage.
Yeah.
Entertainment wise, I would put it at a B.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I did like Last Jedi. It was my favorite of the.
Yeah, it's the only one that I have any interest in watching again.
Yeah.
I have no interest in watching it ever again.
Favorite too. Yeah, B. I'm happy with B.
I'm thinking a C.
You can, if you were to put it at a C.
I was legitimately. I would say an F for this one, or at least a D. So I will meet you guys in the halfway for the C.
I'm okay with C because of in context of what we're talking about. Yeah. I understand why it wouldn't be a B, but from a pure entertainment
spectacle, yes.
Yeah, like the
Crate Planet
in the last
beautiful.
5 years of my life, the only other movie that I was that excited while watching was Endgame.
Yes, I would even say more so with Endgame. I was just ready to go.
Well, I was super excited all of Endgame. Endgame was it was perfect for what it needed to be. It's not a perfect movie, but it was perfect for what they were doing. 10 years of my life was invested, and I left that movie theater happy.
Very satisfied.
Yes, exactly.
3 hours well spent. All right, now we have.
All right, so C for context, right?
C for. Okay, The Rise of Skywalker.
I hated that movie.
I hated it too.
Awful.
Your wife, Josh, asked me first, like what my opinion was. I felt very humbled that she asked me.
Yeah.
And I said I hated it.
Yeah, I know, and everyone was like, "Oh."
but we were like the only people laughing when Rey and Kylo kissed.
Yeah,
the best part of that movie was that alien. Lando said something to him in some alien language, and then he just says in English, "Okay."
Yeah, I don't remember any of it except Cyborg, Palpatine.
It's a yes.
And then the kiss.
Which is stupid.
And then they tried to justify it as if that Palpatine is like the real Palpatine, and the one we saw in Return of the Jedi is a clone.
Yeah,
makes no sense.
I don't get that.
I'm offended that they even brought that up.
I was bored.
Yes.
I was frustrated.
The video game plot. Basically.
It was so bad, and there was like a few scenes that were worth my time. I was just.
But the twist, like you are a Palpatine.
Oh,
So
that's
stupid.
right.
Well, I wasn't lying. Your parents really are nobodies because they weren't important, but your grandfather. Come on.
Yeah, it's
It's
ridiculous.
like it's like Twitter ruined it.
Yeah.
It's like everyone
Yeah.
hated
Yeah.
their so they was like, well, we have to not do that. No, just take chances in life. Go ahead, like it's the last one. If you make everyone mad,
They tried to
who cares?
satisfy
cares,
all
man?
parties.
Which make everyone
Yeah.
mad,
Yes,
and then it's like so now,
exactly.
and everything they had
It
planned.
just made me laugh
Yeah,
because
so
I was able to write off this trilogy fairly easily if I didn't like this one.
Yeah. I would say F.
yeah, so would I.
F for this one.
It's as
Are
bad
there
as
any
it
redeeming
gets.
qualities to this movie at all?
When Han Solo's talking to him
Yes.
on the
Yeah.
top of that was great scene, and everything that Kylo Ren did.
Yeah.
I would
was
also
good.
like to
That's
add
what I
on that
said,
Rey, evil Rey. She was gorgeous.
Hmm.
Yeah, she was gorgeous.
Well, that, I mean, that's okay for you, but
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
I mean, that's not to say that I can't agree or disagree, but it's like
Right.
for me, a movie is like I don't
Yeah.
care about that. Like I'm
They
looking
tried to
at
get
it-
some time, but oh yeah, Rey also. She was completely overpowered in this movie. Like grabbing hold of a ship, like you can only see that in a video game. She was lightning striking stuff.
I don't remember anything any of this stuff.
and then the whole like, oh, Chewbacca's dead. No, he's not.
Yeah.
I want to see his fur burn if he's gonna die. I
burn
want to see that, like his skull and mangled head. If he's gonna die, let me have an emotional
Yeah,
reaction. If you
yeah.
don't show the body, I know he's not dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Well, that's
Princess
the thing.
Leia also died in that movie too. And at least they showed Chewie's reaction to her.
Yeah,
That was
it's
nice.
just awful.
But then they gave him a medal.
Because he never got one.
Never
before.
got one.
Yeah.
Let's satisfy the OG fans too, and then it's just
And
pandering.
that one little robot thing, the Bibic brick or rink or whatever that thing
The
was called.
hairdryer robot.
Well, no, there was like some kind of thing that was like playing around with 3PO's brain.
Oh, is that the small?
That thing was
little
fun.
thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
like that creature.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever it was.
It was like something like that.
That's right.
That was fun.
Yeah.
But I was like, maybe it'll improve from this point,
Mhm.
but it didn't.
We need to wipe 3PO's memory in order to read ancient Sith language. Like, what?
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Okay.
But don't worry, R2D2 has a backup.
That's another subverting your expectation. They got you.
All right. Well, there you go.
So the OG are always at
Of course, yeah, you can't.
S and A, and then B is at Revenge of the Sith, and we have Phantom. Actually, wait. You can still rank all these because we have like 4 in the C range. So we have Phantom Menace, Rogue One, Force Awakens, and Last Jedi. Would we keep it at that rank for C?
I feel like The Last Jedi is better.
Is better
those
than
other
Phantom?
ones.
I would put Last Jedi above all of them,
Yeah.
and then Rogue One second.
Yeah.
For 1 second.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would
So
be
2
good.
against 1. I would say that Phantom Menace beats all of those.
I have to see
And then
Phantom
Rogue
Menace
One.
again as an adult, but I don't have an interest, so that's
Yeah.
part of the
So you guys
I
are
would
saying
disagree. Yeah.
Last Jedi, then what?
Rogue One.
One.
Yeah, yeah.
Then Phantom, then Force Awakens.
I would put Phantom
Phantom
Menace
Last-
Okay.
Last, yeah.
Got you. And then for
You
the
just have to remember how Natalie Portman acts in that film. She's like the most robotic. I've never seen
Advisor.
such bad acting in that film.
Oh, I got to show you a couple of other.
There's
movies.
another funny thing. There's another funny thing in Phantom Menace where she has like that light up dress, but you can see the plug.
Oh, really?
Like, right in the outlet.
In the
Keira
outlet?
Knightley is in that movie.
Yeah, because
As
they look
the-
so alike.
yeah,
Their parents
the
couldn't even tell them
decoy.
apart.
How old were they?
14. Yeah.
Well, no,
She was 14.
Was she actually like in real life 14?
I mean, it was filmed in 1997.
So she was actually 14.
Natalie Portman was 14. She does not look 14.
And we gotta search this.
Natalie Portman birth date
I'm gonna do math.
1981, so 96. She was 16. 15, 16.
Yeah, I heard she was 16.
Okay.
So
16, I feel like, is significantly
And she
older
and
than 14.
and Keira Knightley was only 17 in like 2003. With
Keira Knightley, I believe, might have been 14,
Yes.
but Natalie Portman, I feel Natalie Portman's from Long Island, FYI.
oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
and then for our F tier, we have Attack, Holiday, and Rise of Skywalker. I would say Attack is better than Rise of Skywalker.
Yes. I would almost move Attack to the D level.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
The
I'm okay
bottom
with
of
it.
the
end
Before
is
Solo
okay.
or after Solo? I would say I like Solo better.
I don't, but that's just me.
Yeah, I don't like Solo.
Okay, so move that up. Okay. And holiday special worse than Rise of Skywalker or better? I'd say for the
I
meme.
haven't
I'd
seen
say
it,
for
so
the
I
meme.
The meme.
The meme content.
Meme
Great.
content. It
Okay.
just makes it funny.
But see, like a really bad movie can be good because of how bad it is. Rise
Right.
of Skywalker was
Right.
so mediocre.
It's so
It makes-
soulless.
It's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Okay, so holidays above it.
Yeah. I'm okay.
And is A New Hope better than Empire?
No.
All right, so moving that over. All right, we have successfully ranked them all.
There you go. We did it. How about that?
Then this will last forever on the internet.
Yes.
So in case
Yeah.
anyone wants to question what we think, they could come back here and find it.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
can fight me
until
over it.
until the
Yeah,
next
yeah.
one.
Until I watch them all again and change my mind.
So in the future, we should do Christopher Nolan movies.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we have
So
to watch
let
that.
I have a
Next-
lot to
next
talk
time.
about. I've seen all of his movies, all of
Nice.
his feature films, and I saw one of his shorts.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll do that.
Make a
We'll do
list
that. I'm
first.
I'm getting there. I'm almost there. I have to watch The Prestige.
You have to watch the
Oh.
I don't know if it's called The Following or just Following. That's his
Okay.
first.
I haven't seen
Feature.
it.
I have to watch
Following.
like Transcendence. I have to watch
Transcendence is his DP. You
I
don't have to
know.
worry about
I
that.
have to watch also the Carrie Ann Moss movie, Guy Pearce.
Oh, Memento?
You've
I
never
have
seen
to- I
Memento?
need to see Memento.
Joe, it's like the best. It's so good.
I think that might be his
That might be
best
the
movie.
best.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Well, yeah,
You
we'll
guys
do
seen
this
Tenet?
next time.
Yep.
No, we're going
I
to.
said I've seen.
Tenet's
yeah.
okay.
Whenever you
I
want.
wanted to when we get the new house. We're gonna have like a movie.
The
thing,
whole
so
time I
we'll
just had my
break it
mouth
in.
open. I was like, "What's happening?"
Okay, so I'm happy
All right.
with this. This was good.
All right,
This
so,
was a great time.
So what we all want you guys all to do right now is subscribe to Feeling Grounded Podcast, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, please. Ask us any questions. Also, look at us on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and yeah. Actually, no, we're not on Apple Music yet. To be determined. And Audible. So ask us a question on this YouTube video or just on any of our meetups. Also check us out on Instagram. Any other thoughts, Josh?
And well, thank you, Father Sean.
Yeah, thank you for Father
There's
Sean.
a cat here, in case
Yeah,
anyone's
it's-
wondering what's
yeah.
going on.
You've got questions?
Feeling grounded.